On the Mongolian steppe in the 12th century, life was governed by survival, kinship, and violence. Around 1162, a boy was born into the minor Borjigin clan, the son of a chieftain who had not lived to see him grow up. When his father was poisoned by Tatar rivals, the clan abandoned the family. They were left to fend for themselves on the open steppe. Years later, the boy was captured by the Taichi Ute tribe and held in bondage. He eventually escaped. The precise details are uncertain, but the experience left a mark. It hardened him in ways that the steppe alone could not. As a young man, Temüjin built his first meaningful alliances. He entered a bond of sworn brotherhood with a powerful rival named Jamuka. He cultivated a patronage relationship with Togrul, the aging leader of the Karite tribe. When his young wife Berta was abducted by the Merkit, these alliances were put to immediate use. Temüjin called on both men, assembled a combined force, and rode to recover her. It was his first real military campaign, and it succeeded. It showed him what alliances, carefully built and properly maintained, could accomplish. The alliance between Temüjin and Jamuka did not last. The two men held different visions of what leadership on the steppe should look like. Jamuka favored traditional clan hierarchy, where birth determined rank. Temüjin rewarded loyalty and demonstrated ability, regardless of lineage. Slowly, warriors began to choose. Followers drifted toward Temüjin, drawn, it seems, by the promise of a different kind of order. What had begun as brotherhood became rivalry. And rivalry, on the steppe, had only one resolution. In the years that followed, Temüjin moved with deliberate and unsentimental efficiency against the tribes surrounding him. The Tatars, who had poisoned his father, were defeated in a series of campaigns. He ordered the systematic killing of all adult Tatar males and absorbed the survivors into his growing confederation. The Karaites came next. His patron Togrul had grown suspicious of Temüjin's rising power, and their alliance collapsed under the weight of that suspicion. Temüjin defeated him and dismantled his confederation. One by one, the independent powers of the steppe were disappearing. The last significant rival power on the steppe was the Naiman Confederation in the west. They too were defeated, and Jamuka, the blood brother, the rival, the man who had once ridden beside Temüjin, was captured. He refused to submit. According to later accounts, he asked only to die without the shedding of blood. In keeping with steppe custom, Temüjin, it is said, honored the request. With Jamuka gone, there were no rivals left. The steppe, fractured for generations, was, at last, one. In the year 1206, on the banks of the Onon River, the greatest assembly in Mongol history was convened. Chieftains, generals, and clan leaders gathered from across the steppe, and there Temüjin was proclaimed Genghis Khan, universal ruler of all the Mongols. It was not merely a title. The army was reorganized into units of 10, 100, 1,000, and 10,000, cutting deliberately across old clan boundaries. A new law code, the Yasa, was established. A white standard of 9 tails was planted in the earth. What had been a collection of feuding tribes was now, in declaration and in structure, an empire. Genghis Khan's gaze turned almost immediately toward the settled kingdoms to the south. The Shisha, a kingdom of the northwest built by the Tangut people, was the first target. Between 1205 and 1209, a series of raids and campaigns forced the Shisha into submission and tribute. For the first time, a Mongol army was operating against walled cities and fixed fortifications, a kind of warfare for which steppe nomads had no deep tradition. That they succeeded was significant. That they would adapt further and do so with speed would prove decisive for every civilization that stood in their path. The Jin dynasty of northern China, ruled by the Jurchen people, had long treated the Mongols as manageable barbarians to be taxed and periodically set against one another. In 1211, Genghis Khan invaded. The Great Wall was breached. Vast stretches of farmland were devastated. Jin cities burned. In 1215, the Jin capital of Zhongdu, a great city of hundreds of thousands of inhabitants, was sacked and set ablaze. Travelers who passed through months later described the ground covered in human bones for miles beyond the walls. The Jin court fled south. Northern China had fallen to a people its rulers had once dismissed. In 1218, a Mongol trade caravan was seized, and its merchants executed on the orders of Shah Muhammad II of the Khwarezmian Empire, one of the most powerful states in Central Asia. Genghis Khan sent ambassadors demanding justice. They too were killed. What followed was not a border raid. It was systematic annihilation. Beginning in 1219, Mongol forces swept through the heartland of Central Asia with a thoroughness that stunned the Islamic world. Samarkand fell, Bukhara fell, Urgench fell. Cities that had flourished for centuries were reduced to rubble and silence. The Khwarezmian Empire ceased to exist. Even as the main Mongol army returned east, two of its most gifted commanders were sent on a wide sweep westward, racing through Persia, crossing the Caucasus, and emerging onto the Pontic steppe north of the Black Sea. They covered thousands of miles in a single campaign. In 1223, at the Kalka River, they encountered a combined force of Rus princes and Cuman warriors and destroyed it. Then, as suddenly as they had appeared, they withdrew. To the courts of Europe and Russia, it had seemed like a visitation from a nightmare. What they did not yet understand was that it had been, in Mongol terms, only reconnaissance. By 1226, Genghis Khan had turned his attention back to the Shah, whose ruler had refused to provide troops for the Western campaign. It would be his final war. The campaign was conducted with total ruthlessness. The Shah kingdom was destroyed. But Genghis Khan did not live to see its final end. In the summer of 1227, he died. The cause has never been established with certainty. By his own prior instruction, the funeral procession was secret, and all who encountered it were killed to protect the location of the burial. He left no monument, no tomb that history has ever found, only the empire he had built from nothing. In 1229, the empire's princes and generals gathered on the steppe to choose a successor. Genghis Khan had designated his third son Ogadai, and the Kurultai confirmed it. Ogadai was a different kind of ruler, gregarious, politically skilled, more inclined toward governance than toward the saddle. He built Karakorum, the first permanent Mongol capital, on the steppe itself, a city at the center of the world. And in 1234, he completed his father's unfinished business. The Jin dynasty fell with the capture of its final stronghold at Kaiju. Northern China was now fully under Mongol control. Under Ogadai, the empire turned toward Europe. In 1236, a massive force swept westward, led by Batu Khan, the grandson of Genghis, and the veteran general Subutai, who had already seen the western steppe on his great reconnaissance raid. The Russian principalities fell in the winter campaigns of 1237 and 1238. In the spring of 1241, Mongol armies simultaneously invaded Poland and Hungary, shattering both. Krakow was burned. The Hungarian king fled to the Adriatic coast. Nothing had stopped them. Then, news arrived from the east. Ogaday was dead. The armies withdrew, not in defeat, but to attend the succession. Europe would not realize for some time how close it had come. Ogaday's death in 1241 triggered a succession struggle that would last the better part of a decade. His widow, Toregane Khatun, ruled as regent with considerable skill and determination. She maneuvered the Kurultai of 1246 toward her son Guyuk, over the strong objections of the Toluid branch of the family. Guyuk reigned for less than 2 years before dying in 1248, reportedly while marching to confront his cousin Batu Khan. A second regency followed. This time, it was Sorkoktani Beki, the formidably intelligent widow of Genghis Khan's youngest son, Tolui, who shaped the next election with patient, careful strategy. In 1251, backed by the powerful support of Batu Khan in the west, Momke, son of Tolui and Sorkoktani Beki, was elected Great Khan. The shift was significant. Supreme power in the empire had moved from the Ogadide line to the Toluids. Momke was a serious, disciplined ruler who had little patience for the factional corruption that had accumulated during the interregnum. He purged rivals, tightened imperial administration, and almost immediately launched campaigns in every direction. Into Korea, toward Song China in the south, and westward toward the Islamic heartland. The empire was moving again. Momke entrusted the western campaign to his brother Hulegu. The first objective was the Ismaili assassin network, a secretive sect that had held rulers across the Islamic world in fear for generations through its practice of targeted assassination. Hulegu dismantled their mountain fortress network methodically between 1253 and 1256. The last stronghold fell. Then he turned toward Baghdad. In February 1258, the Abbasid capital, spiritual center of Sunni Islam for 5 centuries, was sacked. The caliph was executed. The House of Wisdom, one of the great libraries of the medieval world, was destroyed. The Islamic heartland had not seen a catastrophe of this magnitude in living memory. In 1259, while directing the siege of the mountain fortress of Diaoyu in southern China, Momke Khan died. The cause remains uncertain. Likely illness, possibly dysentery, contracted during the campaign. His death halted the southern offensive immediately and set off the deepest succession crisis the empire had yet faced. And at the same moment, in Palestine, something unexpected happened. At Ain Jalut, in September 1260, a Mongol advance force was met by the Mamluk Sultanate of Egypt and defeated in open battle. For the first time in living memory, a Mongol army had been stopped and turned back. The westward advance was over. Momke's death set 2 brothers against each other. Kublai Khan, who had spent years governing northern China and had developed deep ties to Chinese administrative culture, declared himself Great Khan from his Chinese base. His younger brother Arik Boka was proclaimed Khan in Mongolia by traditionalists who feared Kublai was becoming too acculturated. The resulting civil war lasted 4 years. Kublai won, but the cost was lasting. The Western Khanates, the Golden Horde, the Ilkhanate, the Chagatai, refused to recognize him as supreme ruler. The empire, in any meaningful unified sense, had ended. In 1271, Kublai Khan formally declared a new dynasty in China, the Yuan, adopting a Chinese imperial title and restructuring governance along Chinese lines. His capital, Khanbalik, rose on the plains of northern China near modern Beijing, a planned imperial city, vast and deliberate, designed to project permanence. The Venetian merchant Marco Polo, who visited years later, described it as among the greatest cities on earth. The four Mongol khanates that now governed Eurasia maintained trade corridors across the continent. Goods, ideas, and people moved between China and Europe as never before. This era would later be called the Pax Mongolica, the Mongol Peace. It would not last. The limits of Mongol power, which had seemed almost theoretical, now became visible. In 1274, Kublai Khan dispatched a large invasion fleet toward Japan. It was driven back partly by Japanese resistance, partly by storms. In 1281, he sent a second fleet, far larger. It was destroyed by a typhoon that the Japanese called kamikaze, the divine wind. Campaigns into Vietnam, Burma, and Java in the following years met with similar results. Jungle terrain, disease, and fierce local resistance turned each invasion into a costly failure. These setbacks drained men, ships, and treasury. They also sent a message that the empire had not previously been obliged to send. There were places it could not reach. Across the empire, the successor khanates were now fighting each other as often as they fought anyone else. Border disputes, trade route rivalries, and old family grievances fueled decades of inter-Mongol warfare that consumed resources and deepened the fractures within the empire's remaining structure. Then, in 1295, the Ilkhanate, which ruled Persia and Iraq, took a step that would have been nearly unthinkable a generation earlier. Its ruler, Ghazan Khan, converted to Islam, integrating his state fully into the Persian Islamic world. The Mongols were becoming the civilizations they had conquered. The steppe identity that had made the empire possible was slowly receding. In the 1330s and 1340s, something moved along the Mongol trade corridors that no army could intercept. Bubonic plague, later known as the Black Death, erupted in Central Asia and spread with terrible speed along the same routes that had for a generation carried silk, spice, and knowledge between China and Europe. The Pax Mongolica had made the world more connected than it had ever been. It had also made it more exposed. By the time the plague receded, tens of millions were dead across Eurasia. China lost perhaps a third of its population. Europe lost perhaps a quarter. The populations of Persia and the Golden Horde territories were shattered. The world the Mongols had created was consuming itself. The political structures the Mongols had built could not survive such shocks. In 1335, the Ilkhanate collapsed after the death of Abu Sa'id Khan, who left no successor. The Khanate that had ruled Persia and Iraq for 80 years fractured almost overnight into competing local powers. Meanwhile, in China, the Yuan dynasty was in crisis. Catastrophic floods in the 1340s and 1350s, including the Yellow River dramatically changing course, displaced millions and destroyed agricultural regions that had sustained the empire's revenue. Famine spread. Peasant rebellions multiplied. The Yuan court, paralyzed by its own factional disputes, appeared unable to respond to any of it. In 1351, the accumulated anger of China's population erupted into open rebellion. The movement known as the Red Turbans drew its energy from millenarian Buddhist and Manichaean beliefs, combined with a deep, accumulated resentment of Mongol rule that had been building for generations. It spread rapidly across central China, sustained by memories of plague, flood, famine, and a half-century of being governed as a subject people in their own land. The Yuan dynasty now faced not a border threat, but a rising from within, and it had neither the unity, the treasury, nor the military capacity to suppress it. Among the many rebel factions that emerged from the chaos, one man would prove decisive. He had been born a peasant orphan in one of the provinces hardest hit by plague and famine. He had survived the deaths of most of his family. He had found his way into a rebel band, then risen through it, displaying over years of brutal internecine competition a rare combination of military aptitude, political intelligence, and tenacity. By the late 1350s, he had defeated his rival warlords one by one and unified the rebel factions of the south under his control. His name was Zhu Yuanzhang. He was not finished. In 1368, the rebel armies marched north on Khanbalik, the great Mongol capital that Kublai Khan had built nearly a century before. The last Yuan emperor, Togon Temür, did not wait to be taken. He gathered what he could and fled north across the steppe, back toward Mongolia, the land his dynasty had once ruled from the other direction. The city fell. Zhu Yuanzhang proclaimed a new dynasty, the Ming Brilliance. The Mongol century in China was over. The empire that had stretched from Korea to the Carpathians had been expelled from its most populous territory by a man who had been born with nothing. Beyond China, the remaining Mongol successor states were entering their final decline. The Golden Horde, which had ruled the Eurasian steppe and extracted tribute from Russian principalities for more than a century, was being torn apart by internal succession struggles, while the Principality of Moscow grew steadily stronger to its northwest. Then, in the 1390s, a new conqueror struck from the south. Timur, a Turco-Mongol ruler from Samarkand, who claimed descent from the Mongol line, devastated the Golden Horde in a series of campaigns. He sacked Delhi. He sacked Damascus. He left the remaining Mongol political structures across the western regions in ruins. The Mongol world was consuming its own legacy. By the mid-15th century, the Mongol Empire as a political entity had ceased to exist, but what it had set in motion could not be undone. The trade routes it had maintained, the Silk Road, operating under Mongol protection, had connected civilizations and moved goods, technologies, and ideas across the full width of Eurasia at a scale previously impossible. The Black Death, carried along those same routes, had reshaped the demography of the known world. Mongol administrative innovations, census methods, postal relay systems, religious tolerance as state policy, left imprints on successor states from Russia to Persia to India that lasted for generations. The Mongols had come from the steppe with horses, discipline, and an appetite for conquest. They had remade the world, and then, slowly and completely, the world had remade them. And that's it. Thank you for watching. The next story is waiting for you right here. Subscribe so you're always the first to know. Thanks for being part of this story. See you in the next one.